and welcome to Old Man Minecraft. I'm an old man and I play Minecraft. It's a game. You might well notice I've got myself a lovely diamond sword. Not only that, I've got myself a Silk Touch, an efficiency 3, unbreaking 3 pickaxe to go along with my Fortune 3 pickaxe. I also picked up myself a nice efficiency 2 axe and an efficiency 2 spade. How? I hear you all asking so loudly. Well, as it turns out, I actually got my trading hall sorted out. I've now got a complete set of everything I need. Now, this one, of course, I built using diamonds that I dug out of the ground. However, these items here were all bought from my traders. And we'll go over there now and I'll show you what I've done. Now, scary cave noises aside, you'll notice that I've made a nice little entrance down to the centre of the trading hall. So what I've done is I've returned these 5 guys to their original trades. If you remember, these 2 chaps allowed me to get a full-on diamond armor kit, a full set, but I had to use all 5 slots in order to roll the right combination of guys. This chap I don't mind so much. He's back to being a weaponsmith now. He's given me my sharpness 2 sword, but also an axe, which is nice because he pairs up perfectly with this guy, who's not only given me an efficiency 2 pick and a efficiency 2, I believe, shovel, but he's also, look, got a diamond hoe. So I've actually, over the course of 1 toolsmith and 1 weaponsmith, I have all the diamond tools that I need. This guy's got some repetitions. He's got the axe that the weaponsmith gives and the diamond pickaxe, which is always the last trade of the toolsmith, which obviously he shares with the other one. You can hear the double iron golem spawner in the background there, working away very nicely. I now have unlimited iron. Now I've used the iron I needed to trade with to unlock these guys around the front. I now have unlimited iron for all my building needs. Obviously I don't need it for tools because these chaps have given me diamond ones. Dogs have also got nice little kennels. So after I traded for all of these goods, I then went back and I enchanted them, except for these 2. Obviously without that furnace XP glitch, XP is now quite thin on the ground. I haven't built an XP farm yet, although I have located a skeleton spawner. These 2, however, I did roll on the enchantment table, and I got a nice little sword going, but this was fantastic. It was actually the first enchantment I rolled, a Silk Touch, Unbreaking 3 and Efficiency 3 pick. So what I'm going to do now is use the other traders I've got here and actually make these all, mostly all of them, into librarians and see what books I can get, and we shall do that right now. So a few episodes ago I made this iron farm / villager trading hall combined, so check out those 3 episodes if you haven't seen them already. You'll know from that episode, or from dabbling with villages and trading halls yourself, that the way I've captured these chaps is I've got them all set up in front of their own block, so with any luck, their own work block. So with any luck, if I break this chap is going to lose his trade. And if I put down a different trading block, in this case a lectern, which in this case should create a librarian, there we are, we can then see what trade he has. He has got a bookshelf. Now you'll find that bookshelves are very common. It's on this first trade, it's either going to be a bookshelf or an enchanted book. Now you'll note he'll either sell me something or buy something from me, and you'll also see that I've got some paper here ready if they've got a particularly good book, which is a little out of my price range. I'm going to make some more emeralds in a minute by selling some of this iron, but first of all I just wanted to show you the first, there we go, Fire Protection 1. Not a fantastic book, certainly not a good deal for a level 1 book, but there you go. And funnily enough, in this first ever trade that you get with these librarians, this can be the best book in the game. It doesn't matter, it's not a tier of going up in quality at all. So I don't want fire protection 1. Let's see if he can give me anything else. Now there is a trick with sticky pistons. You can actually, if you make sure that there's nothing on the other side, put a sticky piston here facing that way and a button on the sticky piston, and it will push and then pull the work block out and then back in again, forcing him to lose his job and then reconnect his job, and that way you don't have to do so much axing. Oh, Silk Touch 1. Don't need that at the moment, so I will probably re-roll him. I would like Silk Touch in amongst this collection of books, but it's not my priority right at the beginning. Not a very good price either for a level 1 book. So it's been about 25-30 minutes. I've actually got quite lucky. If you'll forgive the sound of the iron golems there, I've actually got what I consider to be the big 5, except for 1. Now this chap here has got Silk Touch for 6, which is a jolly good price. I wouldn't expect you to be paying anything more than 9 for a level 1 book. I've seen Silk Touch and Mending both for 5, so I don't need Silk Touch at the moment though, so I'm going to re-roll this guy for Efficiency 5. I don't have an Efficiency 5 guy yet. I have got, however, these are all quite expensive, so I might re-roll these. Fortune 3 for 27. That will only go on my tools. And then I've got this guy who has got Mending, and that will go on everything, tools and armor, so the cheaper the better. That is a bit too expensive for my liking. This chap has got Protection 4 for 31. I may well keep that. I'd need to buy 4 of those. Still 124 emeralds just for 1 of the enchantments to go on my perfect armor. The armor that I've got at the moment is not perfect. I shall be working on an alpha level suit of diamond armor. This is just what I could cobble together with enchantments. So I will be combining books when it comes to my final suit of armor. Mending and protection will be a common thread throughout all of my armor. So to keep the costs down would be best. So the final chap has got for 25 Unbreaking 3, and again I've seen that for as cheap as 16. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-roll the Silk Touch guy. I know I don't need him. If I happen to get Efficiency 4 out of him, I might well consider keeping all these guys, because I do have unlimited iron, which also means unlimited emeralds. Why is it raining in here? I thought I put 2 blocks above this. So I'm going to re-roll that Silk Touch guy and see what we can come up with. You might well notice, just while I'm here, if I take my helmet off, I found this amazing helmet on the marketplace. I never go to the marketplace, but I saw this in the New Year's celebration things, and I can't work out how to get it off my head. So you'll see that it combines the two when I'm wearing my diamond helmet. It looks very strange, and I don't know what to do. As I do sometimes say though, us old folk do get confused. So if you can help me in the comments, do let me know. Well, I have been fine-tuning the Iron Farm / Villager Trading Hall for all of yesterday morning and probably about an hour this morning, and I'm very pleased with the results. We've got all 13 of my prized books, the ones that I really go for. There's a couple of gaps. The gaps themselves are not very rare enchantments. Things like Infinity. I've already got Infinity on a bow at the moment, a jolly good one. I know I can probably, because it's just level 1, I can get that quite easily through the enchanting table. So let's go and have a little look at what we've done. We ran through these chaps this time. I've used some nice birch signs just to make it easier to read. Okay, star of the show, this chap. Efficiency 5 for 17 emeralds. That's going to go on all of my tools. So to have a level 5 enchantment book for that price was jolly good. So this next guy, sharpness 5, fantastic. 32, a little bit expensive, but I know it's only ever going to go on a sword, possibly an axe, but that's not going to be as important as, say, Mending, which I know I said you shouldn't pay more than 8 or 9 for a level 1 book, and I've got a Mending book for 10, and I'll explain why in just a minute. First of all though, Fortune 3 for 11 emeralds. How fantastic. So this is my mending guy. As I've said before, I've made a number of these trading halls, and on Bedrock at least, mending was not uncommon. I would say it popped up an awful lot more than I've had it pop up this trading hall. Whether they've nerfed something or tweaked something, I'm not sure, but it seems to me that the rarity of mending books is higher. And 10, I've seen 2 books at 10, 2 mending books for 10 emeralds. All the rest have been way higher than I'm used to. I was hoping to get a mending book for 5. I have got other level 1 books in this collection for 5. You'll see in a minute. But I had to plump for this. I still haven't traded with him yet, so I still haven't actually settled him in for definite, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to stump for mending for 10. And yes, I know I sounded super confident about getting a mending book for 5 emeralds, but as I say, the interesting thing about these rolls is certain enchantments are rarer than others. They will turn up less often. Once an enchantment has turned up, the system then chooses a price for it. So obviously if things are coming up much rarer, much less often, the chances of it rolling a low price are a lot less. So you'll see some of the rarer stuff I have had to bite the bullet on. So there we go. I've got mending for 10. This chap, I do need on all of my armour, and that's protection 4. That's the cheapest I could get it. I rolled, I think, a 30 something, and then I had a 27, and now I've found a 24. And what I would do is, as I worked my way around, say he's protection 4 for 24, I'd be rolling this guy. Yes, sure, I ended up with Aqua Affinity 1 for 7 emeralds, but in the meantime, if he'd have ended up with protection 4 for less than 24, I'd have kept him and gone back to him and re-rolled this guy because I'd found a cheaper one selling the same thing. And here's some footage from earlier which shows exactly that. I was looking for a cheaper mending book and I found this Feather Falling 4 guy for 17 emeralds. Fantastic. And I knew I'd been keeping for the longest time for 42 emeralds this Feather Falling 4 guy, who's now useless to me. So absolutely no doubt about it, I'm going to keep him. I know it's only for the boots, but it's so useful and I need different pairs of boots. So lock him in by buying his trade. I'm even going to make it official, give him a nice sign with the price on. He's now locked in because I've traded with him once. He's not going anywhere. I can go back, not him, I can go back to the original guy. He's now absolutely useless to me. Can be included in the roll. I'll destroy his lectern and carry on. And that way I could kind of rotate and make sure I've got a list of 13 enchantments. It gets a bit sticky towards the end. The last one I was looking for was Depth Strider 3. And because I got that for such a good price, I had to stop everything else. So yeah, Aqua Affinity for 7 emeralds. That's absolutely brilliant. Respiration 3 for 16. These are my special edition. I can't remember, desert ones, I think they are. I might make those into something separate, perhaps. What they called? Clerics. 16 emeralds for Unbreaking. What a steal. I did unlock his second tier just to see what it was, and it was pretty useless. But in doing so, I locked him in at 16. It was such a good price. It was the lowest I'd seen it. I did have a guy who was selling 2 level 2 Unbreaking books for 8, and I obviously could have combined them for the same price, but it's neater to have one. Clearly Unbreaking 3 is one of the, or Unbreaking is one of the rarer enchantments. So I had to grab him. This chap actually, whilst I was re-rolling him, came up with Unbreaking for 14, and I had to ignore that and move on. He's actually selling Looting 3 for 24, which is quite expensive, but that's only ever going to go on a sword, much like Sharpness around the other side. Sharpness 5 there. I know I'm only going to use that once, so it's always good to have, though. Very good to have a Looting 3 sword, especially if you're going to end up with a skeleton farm, which I am very soon. Next up, this chap, Feather Falling 4. I did have a guy for something like 42 emeralds selling Feather Falling 4 for the longest time, and then this chap popped up, so I had to nab him. This guy, quite interesting, Depth Strider 3. He's the one that locked it off. That stopped me doing anything else, because now I'd filled up all the spaces with exactly the enchantments I wanted, and I kind of had to make sure that by that point, by the time I'd used everybody up, I had all the enchantments covered. and price kind of goes out of the window at that point. So you've got to be quite careful juggling price and also rarity. Grab the ones when you see them, because you're going to kick yourself later if you found a protection 4 for, I don't know, 20 emeralds, and then you think, no, I can get a better price than that, and you can literally spend the next 3 days trying to fill your last slot up with the guy that you passed up at, and eventually you end up buying him, securing him for 64 emeralds or something. So those rare ones, when they come along, you kind of have to grab. So yeah, nice. Depth Strider 3 for 14, and finally for 24 we have Thorns 3. Not something I use very often, but the last playthrough I did, I actually used Thorns 3 and found it very useful. It does cause a bit of wear and tear on your armor though. For the outro, I want to remove my helmet because I just love this Viking helmet so much. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Next episode, I am going to very quickly build a composter, I think, auto composter for you, and I'm going to buy a pickaxe and enchant it and combine it with my Silk Touch pick, so I've at least got efficiency 5 on there, as well as mending, so that'll be good fun. And I might actually decide to build a bridge next episode as well, so lots coming up, very exciting. That, my friends, was the Villager Trading Hall fine-tuning. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you ever so much for watching. I am Old Man Minecraft. Remember, be very cautious near deep water. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll see you again next time here on Old Man Minecraft.